Well, I don't want to say dizzying heights, from our best performance of the season against Chelsea to by far our worst performance of the season so far. You will notice that Dave is currently not sitting alongside me. That is because he got absolutely whacked in the face when Bournemouth made it 3-0. I'll pick him up now, save him from his pain and misery. I'll redecorate him at a later point. But the scary thing is, there were two scary things. Firstly is that I blooming knew this would happen because that is what this team is at the moment. And what's even worse is that it should have been more. We just lost 3-0 at home to Bournemouth. With the greatest respect to Bournemouth, we just lost 3-0 at home to Bournemouth and it should have been more. I mean, Ten Hag said in this press conference, the reason why certain players are not in the squad is because they're not at it at every single moment in training and on the pitch. At this level, the standard of competition in this Premier League, especially this season of all seasons, it has never been higher. There are no difficult games in this division. If you are not at it from the first whistle until the last whistle in every single minute of every single game for all 38 games of a Premier League season, you will get beat. And the tone was set immediately. We've casually passed the ball round the back. Bruno drops in, comes into play, plays a risky ball out into midfield. A midfield which he's already abandoned by coming in and playing at left back to come and get the ball in the first place. So already a man light in midfield. He plays a risky, lofted pass into midfield. And Scott McTominay sticks a lame leg out and Cook goes, no, that is mine. I want this. I don't want to sound like that Arsenal fan TV clip, but the moment I saw the conditions, I knew we'd lose this game. Because it all plays into the psyches of these players. It's cold, it's wet, and it's raining. They're not interested when it's like that. These prima donnas, the Martials, the Amrabats, the Bruno Fernandes, the Dallos, these players that just like to be flamboyant and show off. They're not cut out to handle these sort of conditions. I knew this would happen. And like I say, that tone was set there and then. Cook wins the ball, drives at our defence, plays a brilliant cutback. Some people having a go at the defence and Onana for that first goal. No, absolutely not. That's just good forward play. Good from Cook. Brilliant movement from Solanke. He was phenomenal all game. Great finish. 1-0 Bournemouth. Manchester United then need to stand up and be accounted for. We played relatively well. Don't get me wrong. We started doing our usual thing. Getting on the ball. Driving forward. I thought Reguilon looked good going forward. I thought at times Dalot looked good going forward. But as we spoke about in the Chelsea game, we get into the final third and it all falls apart. Too many shots from range. Too many bad crosses into the box. Martial giving the ball away time and time and time again. Ball fed into him like we do with Rasmus, and he tries to spin it to Højlund, or he tries to spin it to Anthony, or he tries to spin it to Garnacho. He just gives it away. Not good enough. Why did he start? Ten Hag could lose his job because of this game. Now, obviously, we've got Bayern Munich and Liverpool, and the report suggests that if we lose both of those games, Ten Hag will be sacked. Firstly, I don't even think you can have a complaint when he's making decisions like starting Martial today. But then I don't know who we'd bring in if we did sack him. I mean, I've seen the clip already of Goldbridge talking about how McLaren would have to take over and the Wally with the Brolly would be back with the conditions the way they were today. But how can you pick Martial? Højlund was so good against Chelsea, he just didn't get the opportunities that came to him. We'll get to that in the second half as well. But to start Martial, it was like we were playing with 10 men. If anything, it was worse than playing with 10 men because he gave it away when he got it. And like I say, in that final third, we were so poor. And then, like I say, when we lost it, crumble again. McTominay, too far forward. Bruno, too far forward. I spoke about it after the Chelsea game. We're not going to get as many chances against Bournemouth because they're well drilled defensively. And when they win the ball back and transition into midfield, we leave Amrabat isolated. It's just as bad as when we leave Mainu isolated. Yes, Amrabat's good in the tackle, but he's one man. He cannot defend against 3 Bournemouth midfielders running forward. And Dalot's bombing forward too far. Reguilon's bombing forward too far. We were ending up in 3 and 4v2 situations in defence. And this is the first half. This is before it gets even worse in the second half. Bournemouth could have been 2 or 3-0 up at half time, and they would have been well deserved for it because they executed the plan perfectly. Anyway, then half time comes around because we've been wasteful, we've had slight opportunities and this, that and the other. No substitutions. Why? Why were there no substitutions? McTominay, as good as he was against Chelsea, he was awful today. Take him off. He wasn't doing anything. Put someone with a bit more creativity. I wouldn't have cared if you put Donny van der Beek on. I don't know if Mainoo was on the bench. I didn't hear his name mentioned at all. I would assume it was because he wasn't available. I'm going to quickly check the squad now. Was Mainoo in the squad? Because if he was, he should have brought him on. No, Mainoo was in the squad as well. He should have brought Mainoo on. We needed more control in the midfield. As I spoke about the other day, McTominay is very good at driving forward and getting into the box. What we needed was more creativity. When this side goes a goal down, we need to have more creative players on the pitch. McTominay is not creative. He's just a battering ram. Useless in a game like this. McTominay should have come off. Martial should have come off because he shouldn't have started. Rasmus should have come on. Then we get to the 2 minutes which define this football match. We get the ball in a good area, good counter-attack, driving run from Dalot. Højlund has got an absolute tap-in. Absolute tap-in. Dalot shoots. I could not believe it. He is begging for his first goal in the Premier League. He is doing everything. The first thing he did when he came on the pitch was get one of the Bournemouth players in trouble by fighting for it, actually showing some passion and desire, something that all of the players seem to be lacking in that first half. Wrestling with the Bournemouth defence. He won a free kick. He got booked for waving the imaginary yellow card, but he proved himself immediately to be causing more problems than Martial. Dalot had the opportunity to give him a tap-in, and he wasted it. 30 seconds later, the ball's in our net because Dalot has not got himself sorted back. He's not got into his defensive position correctly. When he finally gets there, he has the opportunity to close down Tavernier, but he doesn't. He just stands off him. He goes, go on, cross it. Because, I don't know, there's 6'6" Philip Billing at the back post against Reguilon and Luke Shaw. That's not a threat. No, there's no problem. It's just the tallest blooming outfield player not called Dan Burn in the Premier League waiting for the ball at the back post. Oh, how can you get in that situation? I mean, the whole play, again, Amrabat's caught too far forward. No cover in the midfield. McTominay's too far forward. Bruno's too far forward. Amrabat's overrun. Solanke's able to come and get the ball. He feeds it out wide. Dallow's out of position. Reguilon's out of position. Easy header at the back post. 2-0 to Bournemouth. When it should have been 1-1 less than a minute earlier. Absolutely horrendous. And then, well, the third goal, we've spoken about set pieces enough. It looks like they've made some sort of effort to try and address this whole set piece situation. We were certainly more man marking than we were zonal today. Dalot was even on one of the posts. He wasn't on the back post, which is always the one that I was taught you needed to mark on corners. Front post is safer because the goalkeeper can come across. Back post is where the problem is. But, Dalot was on the front post. He wasn't on the back post. No one was on the back post. And we tried a little bit of man marking. Except Amrabat went, nah, I don't think I'll bother marking Senesi. And Senesi heads it in. And it's 3-0. And it's just an absolute embarrassment. And then from there, guess who decided to turn up and turn into his absolute petulant childish self again? Bruno Fernandes. And I keep going on about the captaincy because it is affecting the other players. And this is what I said about the start when I saw the conditions. In these sort of conditions, the players are not up for it. They don't care. It makes more sense to them to just la-di-da around the pitch. It's only Bournemouth. They're not a threat. We've got Bayern Munich and Liverpool coming up. Because, we'll take it easy. Chuck it down with rain. We don't want to put ourselves about. And Bruno Fernandes is the epitome of that. He still ran around, but he just wasn't doing anything of note. He kept getting the ball, kept hitting these bombing passes that were just going nowhere. We caused our problems today when we kept it simple. Passes to feet. Bruno kept going for this Hollywood pass to Anthony or to Martial, or I just don't understand it. And then he got so frustrated he started shooting. And at 3-0, his head went. And he got himself booked and suspended for the Liverpool game. What sort of example is that setting as the captain of Manchester United? It's unforgivable. He should be stripped of the captaincy. I don't care anymore. You cannot have the leader of the team being the most childish player on the pitch. honestly, I could go on and on. Like I say, we were lucky it wasn't 4 due to the stupid handball rule, because they deserved that 4th goal, and that 4th goal would have summed it up perfectly. Amrabat picked the ball up. No one wanted to show any effort to assist Amrabat as 3 Bournemouth players hunt him down. 3 Bournemouth players in the 93rd minute were hunting down 1 Man United player, and no one was offering support to Amrabat. He plays it into Maguire, who gets caught napping because even he's given up by this point. Until the 2nd goal, I thought Maguire was having a good game. It was a really good tussle between him and Solanke. But the moment the 2nd goal went in, even Maguire packed in, despite how well he's done recently. He loses the ball to Solanke. Ball goes through, bounces off Onana, hits the poor bloke on the hand, and he taps it in. And it should be 4-0, but the stupid rule means that it's not 4-0. It's only 3-0. But it just summed it up for me. It deserved to be 4-0. And Bournemouth deserved to have their victory today. And like I said, we are consistently inconsistent. Bayern Munich at home, Liverpool at Anfield, West Ham at home. Sorry, West Ham away, Aston Villa at home. That is our next 4 games in the lead up to Christmas and Boxing Day. We play anything like we play today, we are screwed. We are absolutely screwed. I don't know. I just don't know where they go from here. Like I say, the likelihood is we get beat by Bayern Munich, knocked out the Champions League, and probably knocked out the Europa League as well, depending on how the Galatasaray-Copenhagen game goes. We then get absolutely obliterated by Liverpool at Anfield, because we could put in our best performance of the season. We could play even better than we did against Chelsea and we'll still lose at Anfield. I don't care how badly they played today. They stayed switched on enough. That's the point. When Liverpool are having a bad game, they stay in it. They switch on long enough to fight out a result. Manchester United today were not switched on long enough to grind out a result today. They can gradually, as the game went on, became less and less and less interested. That is just going to keep happening. I don't know what the fix is. You can change the manager again. There's no good managers available right now. There just isn't. For me, it's a whole culture change that's still not being implemented well enough. So we're just going to keep going down this gradual downward spiral until it's just beyond repair. And they're talking about Jim Radcliffe coming in and redefining, getting rid of all the players on these stupid wages. But I'm telling you, I'd have much rather seen Varane and Casemiro in the midfield and the defence today than Amrabat, McTominay, Harry Maguire, Luke Shaw. It just didn't look right today. The players just weren't up for it. Bournemouth were, and they fully deserved their victory. Let me know all your thoughts down in the comments, although I'm sure they're just going to be laughing at me. And feel free to. I can give it the big one after a game against Chelsea. I have the realisation to know that we were still going to struggle against Bournemouth, but right now Manchester United fans deserve to be laughed at because the team is laughable. So let me have it down in the comments section. It is what it is. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you, Champions League predictions, I guess, on Tuesday morning. Thank you very much for watching.